Hello and welcome to the Basic Bros podcast, episode number 1. It's a long time coming, huh?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Been waiting.
And we've been talking about this for a long time. We're out here in the beautiful neighborhood. Is this considered Silver Lake?
Silver Lake, East Hollywood.
Silver Lake / East Hollywood at Brian's house. This is Brian. He lives here. He's kind of like our in-house fact checker because I think we pretty much need one of those. Then we got Gene over here. He's the probably listens to the most podcasts.
Yes, y'all.
And he's the one that actually put me up on game to the podcast. So cool. But the whole premise of the show is we're called the Basic Bros, and we break down kind of like topics that people are into or some people are into in case other people want to get into it. And I feel that there's certain things out there that people kind of fake it a little bit. So this is a good opportunity to really break it down and be factual. With that being said, I'm going to introduce one of our co-hosts who's actually going to have the spotlight today, Mr. Paul Choi.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Good, man.
Good. And today we're going to talk about beer, specifically craft beer. Is that the cool way to say it, craft beer? What is craft beer?
I think craft beer is really about beer made by breweries that aren't Anheuser-Busch, Coors, Heineken.
Yeah, so since we're in like Silver Lake, right? There's a bunch of guys walking around that you're not sure if they're hipsters or essays, right? Because they're with the flannels and whatever. And craft beer seems to be very, very, very popular amongst that hipster group. As a matter of fact, I feel like within the beer industry, from what I've read, Anheuser-Busch and all the bigger companies are kind of shaken up a little bit because of how popular craft beers are getting, how a lot of these smaller companies are taking a good part of the market share, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry. You said, so not to stray away too much, but craft beer is not made in a brewery. Can you give me a couple examples?
Beer not made by huge breweries. So it's a lot more local, a lot more regional, more emphasis on ingredients and producing different styles that are seasonal. There are a lot in LA. The LA craft beer scene is huge. So there's a Highland Park and Celador, Smock City.
Yeah.
Brewery. They're all over the place, man.
And then what separates them and what makes them so popular in comparison to like Bud Lights, Budweiser, and all that stuff?
Well, I think there's a culture. There's a community behind it, and I think that's what gives it the staying power. So, number one, the beer just tastes better. So if you're interested in beer and you want to try different things that don't taste exactly the same every single time, that's a benefit. That's a plus. Mm-hmm. But then the fact that you have tasting rooms and breweries all over Southern California and the States and all over the world, it gives you a place where you can go into a tasting room. You can meet the people who made the beer. You can meet other people who like the beer and just hang out and chill. I mean, you don't necessarily have to talk about beer, but a lot of people do.
And craft beer typically has a higher alcohol content?
Not always. I think a lot of the most popular styles tend to be a little bit higher in alcohol content compared to a Budweiser.
Is that IPAs? I mean, what is the difference there?
All over the place. So any style can for the most part be higher in ABV than like let's say a Bud Light.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So when you look at a macro brew like Bud Light, it's probably right around. Don't quote me on this, but it's probably around like 3, maybe 4%, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Whereas a lot of craft brews can, start around like 4% and then work up. But there are craft brew styles like a Berliner Weiss, for example, that is low in ABV. That's what it's.
And what does ABV stand for those who don't know?
I have no.
Yeah. Okay.
Alcohol by volume content.
Can you check can you check that? That's why we have a fact checker. That's why most of these podcasts have a fact checker.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're probably a culmination of like a lot of different podcasts in style, just a lot more ghetto. The Basic Bros is like a conglomerate
We're all
right?
we're all
right?
broken men.
Yeah, we're all broken men that don't know much about anything, which is why we got to break it down. But like we're like the Wu-Tang Clan of podcasts.
Yeah, man, I like.
So you're gonna see a lot of different people, right? So I'm sorry, I'm just trying to fill in before you.
No, it's all good. So ABV, you're right.
Alcohol
It's
by volume.
alcohol by volume, but it says unlike hard liquor, beers aren't measured by proof. It's measured by volume. So it tells you what percentage of your beer is alcohol.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So the first time I met Paul, no, that wasn't the first time, right? But one of the times I met Paul, we were camping, and then he came through with a cooler full of different kinds of beers, and it was awesome because we had a good time. But I had no idea that you had known so much, right? So it was kind of like we're talking about, what do you call the wine? What do you call those wine experts?
Connoisseur.
Sommelier.
A sommelier.
That was a country.
You have to,
Africa.
you got to, you got to get certified, right?
Yeah. There's a certification in beer.
And so in beers, there's certification as well. So we're kind of talking about that, and you know a lot about a lot of things, man.
No.
Because I was that was on the time when I was diagnosed with sleep apnea, and then you're like, dude, have you ever considered getting a didgeridoo? I was like, what? And I looked it up, and it does help. I was like, okay, this guy knows what's up.
Is that beer?
No, it's those.
It's like a horn.
It's an instrument that the Australians. Is it Australian?
I think it's Australian.
I think I may be familiar.
Australian or South African.
Yeah, the whole it's supposed to strengthen your vocal cords so you can breathe instead of wearing a
the
CPAP. But I
pipes.
still kind of wear a CPAP.
A lot of people use it for sleep apnea.
Oh,
Hey, Paul,
Yeah.
are you
Sure, I
actually
need that.
thinking about getting one?
Yeah, I probably should. I still haven't yet.
Really?
Yeah.
But isn't that like huge? Would it even fit in your? It's like
Pause.
in the
13
rectum?
feet
You have
long.
put them in the rectum?
Anyway, so yeah, we're drinking a lot of beer that night, and then you kind of broke it down like to the basic. Now, Gene just brought up IPA. Some people don't even know. We know that it's a type of beer. So can you break down for us kind of like what the main kinds of beers are? You did it that one time we're out, right? So explain to the people what kind of like beers there are.
There's actually just two main categories for beer. So there's ales and lagers. The majority of craft beers are actually ales and not lagers, but the majority of macrobrews are lagers and not ales.
So the popular ones are lagers. Is that what you're saying? Like what's Modelo?
It's a lager.
Okay.
So wait, what
Modelo
makes an ale and what makes a
Shout
lager?
out.
It's a different means of production is what it
This
is.
is how it's processed.
Yeah. Lagers take a lot longer to make, which is surprising, right? Because you would think for a huge commercial operation, you would make something that takes the least amount of time. But but the ales kind of dominate the craft beer scene. But there are a lot of diehards who keep talking about bringing lagers back to the forefront and making lagers really, really popular again. But
I'm sorry, what's the main difference?
it's how they're produced.
Something's on the top and something's on the bottom for one, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly it.
Oh,
yeah.
how does it go?
I don't know.
Yeah, so I can you go? It's like
Let's fact check
ales.
that.
Yeah, fact check. It was like ales, like the hops are on the top, and the lagers, it's upside down, and it does something to the taste, right, Paul?
It does. It does.
And is there a reason why most craft beers are ales? Is it easier to make? Is that what it is? Because you said
I think
it
a
takes
lot of
longer
times,
for
I mean, think about storing, and when you have a small brewery, you don't want to store a ton of beer. You want to make beer and you want to get it out as fast as possible, right?
Yeah, skunky.
Yeah, it's just a lot of space being
Yes.
taken up by.
I tried to make
by-
beer
by
one time.
Yeah.
No, I tried to make wine one time at the house.
With your feet.
As it was technically Pruno.
Some underwear, some dirty socks. I got a question. To be a beer connoisseur, do you need a beard? Because that's what I'm seeing out here.
There are a lot of beers, man.
Like, yeah.
A lot of neck beards is what they
Yes.
call it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
ever been to Portland?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know why that is, bro. I don't know. And then it gets crazier too, right? Because like if you look at all the people who work in the breweries too, there's a movement of people who talk about how there isn't a lot of minority representation in the beer
Oh,
scene.
I'm sure.
Oh,
And yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just kind of
Yeah, I get it. I mean,
You got that going on? What is it?
We're underdog.
So ales are top fermenting yeast, and lagers it's contrast.
Bottom fermenting yeast.
Yeah, bottom fermenting yeast.
Okay. And then what are the kind of, and then what's an IPA? What does that fall under? And what does that stand for?
So IPA is a ale. It's short for an abbreviation for India Pale Ale, and it typically has a much higher. It's a lot more bitter because of the addition of extra hops. It's a very hoppy beer, and a lot of times when you have hoppy beers, it tastes a little bit more bitter. The story goes, the reason why it's called an India Pale Ale is because, and I don't know if it's true, but there's a story that's told, is that when trade used to take place by having big ships, right? You'd have to get on a big ship in order to trade goods. They would take beer with them, right? Because you want to drink. What are you going to do on a boat for months at a time?
Makes sense.
So they would add a ton of hops almost as a preservative so that it would last longer for the duration of their trip. And that became to be known as the IPA, the India Pale Ale.
Okay, all right. And does it have so it's hoppy? Explain what does a hoppy taste?
Bitter, a little dank, kind of sticky.
Kind of like a little jackfruit flavor on there.
I don't think I've ever had a jackfruit, so I don't know.
Okay.
But there are also different regional differences with IPAs too. So, earlier we had a hazy IPA, which is kind of the New England area, the northeastern United States, become really known for the hazy IPAs. But for the longest time on the West Coast, it was West Coast IPAs, where West Coast IPAs were all about danky hops. Just you open one up, pour it, just dank.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? From what I've drank, I can't do too much of it.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Heavy.
The
Right?
last time we were out, right?
Yeah, because I was like all about like 40 ounce. Like drinking a lot of beer.
Yeah.
And that's not. This is not the kind of beer you drink a lot of.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe you can, I guess.
a couple of
guess.
pints they do. I'm like a baby again,
Yeah, I know.
Like,
One, two, I'm like faded.
Yeah.
Why don't we go around and talk about the first time we drank beer?
Yeah.
Let's just go to our beer store. I'm going to start with you, Brian, because let's get that one out of the way.
First time I was in high school. I think we were sophomores. Just trying to hang out, be cool, just get a bunch of beers, got some Hornsby's.
How did you get it?
I think a friend's dad got it, or he just took it out of
Cool
the fridge.
dad.
Or and you just went to the park?
No, we're actually in the backyard.
Oh, that was here in LA, right?
Drinking, yeah.
Hornsby's, is that? Never heard of that.
You never heard of
Did
Hornsby's?
you get drunk? Did you like the taste? I remember
It's
not
kinda like
liking
a-
the taste.
It's kind of like a cidery beer.
But did you
Oh, yeah.
Did you enjoy the taste?
Yeah, it was alright.
Did you actually
Traditional beer, I didn't really like it.
Oh yeah.
It took me a while to get used to it.
Yeah. G?
Probably
G the OG?
Probably Mickey's, huh?
Yeah.
Probably went fishing for it or stole it from somewhere. Yeah. It's all the same now. I mean,
Yeah, how old
Blacked
were you
out.
around?
probably 15, probably. Yeah. Late bloomer.
Yeah. Paul?
I don't remember the first time, but the first real memory I have of it was right around there, like 15.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. High school, bought a bunch of some macro brew, went to a park, and I remember it was someone's birthday, so we had a chocolate cake, and we were shotgunning beers.
Shotgunning beers.
yeah.
That's the one right there.
Well, I remember it was chocolate cake because it all came back out.
Yeah, I remember the first time
Dang.
we were out, and you kind of knew the guys I was with.
Kind of. Yes.
At the time, St. Ides was still making 40s. I don't think they make 40s anymore.
That's Billy D. Williams. No,
that's
no.
Colt 45 or something.
I'm not
Anyways,
that-
we
I'm
went
not
on
that
a
old.
run, right? Like a beer run where you you go in there, you take off with it, and I had St. Ides 40. I was throwing up so much that night.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where like it wasn't cool, at least where we grew up, just to sip on your beer. You get kind of like, what the hell are you doing? You had to take something called swigs.
Yeah.
You had to take swigs where you
Yeah.
like took it and like you took at least the whole thing was I could take more swigs than you. You know, real machismo.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah, it's just
yeah,
like
yeah,
throw up,
whatever.
forget, fuck it.
Yeah, dude,
right?
I got too much. I was 13 or something. Whatever
Yeah.
summer going into freshman year.
Fuck.
And it was all downhill from there. I can't even. I wouldn't be able to malt liquor. I don't even know if I can handle that anymore.
What? That was $2 back in the day.
It was $1.99 for a 211,
Yeah.
right? Still reserved.
Well, shit.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, and India Pale Ale is one type of craft beer. What can you name off other ones that are
Oh,
very
man.
popular?
Stouts are very popular right now.
And what is a stout?
What about sours? I'm sorry.
Oh, dude, sours.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like
Is that just
You
a
like
ta-
sours?
Well, you know, it goes good with a fucking meal. You know, it's almost.
Is that just a flavor
Bro.
profile?
I like it. I mean, and
Sour?
they get you. I feel nice all the time. and it in.
Do we have any sours here?
We have a ton of sours.
Oh, dude, can we?
Yeah,
I'm very interested in
Salivating
if
on
we have a
that.
sour.
Yes.
That makes.
Oh god,
So,
they're
and then-
delicious.
So that's just a flavor profile.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
they
more
call
of
it.
a-
Oh yeah, you know, it's
Yeah.
like sours,
Yeah.
sweets.
I mean, I prefer that.
Yeah.
There's this real flavor as opposed to just danky or fucking
Yeah.
hoppy
Yeah.
or
It's
whatever.
tart.
The fuck. Yes.
Yeah.
Tart.
And what's a
Kinda
stout?
like-
Stout?
Yeah.
Stouts are what most people just call dark beers. You know.
Guinness.
So yeah, a Guinness is a really popular.
Stout. Yes, that's
Yeah,
that's OG
Guinness
Is-
right
is
there.
that
version of a
Newcastle?
stout. No, Newcastle's a brown ale.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Go to the-
Makes
So
sense.
stouts and porters are pretty much along the same.
There's a lot of discussion as to what is the difference between a stout and a porter. I have no idea. Yeah, typically though, a lot of people say that porters are lower in ABV, whereas stouts are higher. And nowadays, there's a lot of barrel aging, so a lot of breweries will take a stout, throw it in bourbon barrels,
Yes.
and just let it age
do.
for who knows how long, right? And just get that ABV up there and give it a nice like bourbony
Punch.
taste.
Yes.
Yeah.
Taste. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barrel. At the barrel.
And then this guy, are there any more? I mean, there's probably a lot more.
Oh, there's millions,
Yeah,
man.
there's a lot.
Saisons,
People
Bière
they
de Garde.
do their own stuff. I mean, it's Maker's Market or whatever I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? You make
Yeah.
it, fuck it.
And how about lagers? What are like the cool lagers?
You know, Pilsner is probably the most commonly known.
It's called Pilsner?
Yeah.
That's the brand or the taste?
No, that's a style of beer.
Style of beer, Pilsner.
There you'll hear a lot about Czech Pilsners.
Oh, from Czechoslovakia?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Czech Republic. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're dating yourself, bro.
Pilsners are actually made with hard water.
The hard water? That's
Oh, really?
intentional.
That's a lot of
It's
calcium.
brewed with hard water.
Is it a lot of calcium? Is that what it is? Hard water?
Good for
No,
your
I don't
skin.
know
Good
what
for your
makes water
skin or
hard.
bad for your skin.
Yeah, so it makes your skin dry. I know that people have water softeners, but it's like I think it's calcium.
Yeah, there's
Calcium.
coal.
Here's the sour.
Sour.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, don't forget coasters, y'all.
Oh, I heard about that. Boom, bang.
This is
Cheers.
sour. Is that something too?
Look
Do
at
you
how
smell it?
beautiful that. Look how beautiful that goddamn color is.
Yeah.
Shit.
So this is a sour.
It is. I think it's a barrel-aged blonde ale with peaches.
It's like a very sour lemonade.
Oh, it tastes
Oh,
like
fucking.
very
beautiful.
tardy. You
Oh,
like that,
I
Gene?
I
huh?
like it. I mean, I'm a soda lover, so.
Oh, I love soda too.
Tart.
Man. Yeah, that's
Tart and
my
tangy.
weakness. Yeah, no, it's good.
I will fucking pound that shit with pizza.
Yeah. So if somebody that wanted to get into beer, by the way, I fucking hated the taste of beer growing up.
Yeah.
It's just acquired, right?
It is good.
People say
Whoever said
you
it's
need
good,
willpower to quit drinking if you're like I think you need willpower to stay drinking.
Yeah.
Especially like
You gotta fucking
beer.
over-
Because I like it, you know what I mean? Like
I mean,
yeah.
you can only drink so. Me personally, I mean,
Yeah.
catch me drinking fucking 6 beers. Jesus Christ.
Anyways, if a responsible person decided to walk into a craft beer spot or decided to get into like the culture and whatever, how do you recommend they go about it? Just walk into somewhere that has craft beer and start ordering, or is there like is there levels to this shit?
Yeah, there's definitely levels. My recommendation would be if you're going to a good spot, talk to the person working there.
Mm-hmm.
If that place is worth
Working with-
anything,
yeah.
then you should be able to tell them, hey man,
Give me a-
or woman, this is what I like to drink normally. What would you recommend?
Yes.
And if it's a good
That's
place, there'll be no judgment, and they'll just
Yeah,
try to hook you up.
I feel like the people that are into, and no offense, but like some of the guys that work there, or like there's a little bit of like arrogant, like
Bro,
like,
I've
you know,
seen
Yes,
it.
feel
I've
me?
seen it.
It's masculine.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck you, man.
Beers,
You know how much shit I've done. I've fucking done
Yeah,
more shit.
I'll fucking crack a
Yeah,
bottle
listen,
over your head.
I've forgotten more than you've done. Fucking
Right.
22-year-old with a beard.
It's real.
You know
No,
what I mean?
man,
Chill
yeah.
out with
But-
your freaking.
No.
Chill out with that.
I've seen places where, I mean, everyone always tries to be polite, like you're working there, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
But I've seen people say things like, hey, I'm sorry, but we sell craft beer here. Which,
Oh, because
Nah, beers-
some clown would try
there-
to go up there and say, "Hey, let me get a Hefeweizen."
There,
Is
yeah,
that why-
there
oh,
are
we
beer
don't have-
snobs.
That happens
we
a
don't
lot.
have
There
that
are
shit.
beer
but it's
snobs
it goes.
a
It's a
lot.
two-way street, though,
Yeah.
right? Because like if you roll up at a bar and you say, hey, let me have a Heineken,
Oh,
and the person says, sorry, we don't serve Heineken here. It's equally up to you to respect the fact that they don't have Heineken there. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
well, any novice they wouldn't. They would be like, "What the fuck?"
I've seen
Come
people.
on, my
I've seen people get
goddamn,
pissed.
yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have Corona?
Yeah.
What kind of bar is this? Everyone has Corona.
Oh.
Like, well, I mean, no, the place you're at doesn't.
Yes,
so deal
yes,
with it. you know?
Yeah, and
This is-
how can you clown like what fucking somebody else is doing?
Well,
At least
there's
they're
just so
drinking
many
with you,
goddamn ignorant people, man.
right? Come on
Corona. Okay.
Can't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so you're saying just walk up to the bartender and let them know I'm kind of new to this.
Yeah, just be respectful. They'll help you out, man. Dude,
Yeah.
craft beer is all about spreading the love and
Yes.
spreading, the knowledge. So, if any place is worth it, they'll help you.
Have you made your own beer, Paul?
I have.
Tell us this is what happened.
It was about, God, how long ago was that? Probably about 10 years, maybe 8 years ago.
Oh, so you've been in the game for a while. I thought you just okay. Go on. I'm sorry.
Living with 3 other dudes, and we thought it was a bright idea to brew beer. Went to a homebrew shop, picked up a kit, and we're rushing home. And we started going through the big bucket, looking through the manual. We're like, oh shit, you need bottles. You gotta have your own bottles, right? You gotta
Yeah,
brew beer, you
yeah,
gotta get
yeah. They
bottles.
refill their bottle.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen that.
Our dumbasses went to Ralph's and bought like a 24-pack of Pacifico. Got back home, started downing it. 'Cause we're like, oh shit, we need bottles. Without realizing you don't need bottles on the same day that you're brewing, right? So we
Mason
started
jars.
brewing drunk, basically. Beer tasted like shit, like bottom line.
How long did it take before it
Yeah,
was
doesn't have to
drinkable?
sit. Doesn't have to sit for a while.
How long, what?
How long did it take until it was drinkable? Like what was the process?
I don't remember what. Well, so you gotta let it. It's gotta go through fermentation.
Yeah, so you didn't drink it that day. You were drinking the
No.
Pacificos.
No, we drank the
You got
Pacificos.
drunk. You made beer, and then it ended up tasting like shit. Like 6 weeks later, or
Yeah.
some shit.
Oh yeah, six.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Like 6, something like
Yeah.
that.
I think we brewed maybe 2 more times after that, and then just finally called it quits.
It was at the end of your beer making career.
No, because I still want to give it another shot, but I just
Oh yeah. Just,
Oh, you just haven't done it since.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at that.
You ever made your own beer? You guys ever made your own?
No.
Well, I told you we basically made Pruno with my uncle, but no.
What is Pruno?
Pruno's like
Jail juice.
like alcohol made with fruits. You put like in a
the
wet
old-fashioned
towel.
way.
Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised I'm not blind. How's that?
Yeah. Jesus juice.
You know what I wonder, Paul? Man, so craft beer. When we went to Highland, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not cheap.
Mm-mm.
And these guys that are into it, we're talking about fuck, man, hipsters just they trip me out because I always wonder how much money they make.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're like
Yeah.
24
Young Hollywood.
and they live in like a place where like there's a doorman.
They,
But then they want to look.
I-
but then
come
they
on,
want to
bro.
look like.
I've been-
You're
But then
in
they
LA,
want to.
there's no
But they want to
doorman.
look like it's not Wait, not you know, like in downtown LA, they have like
By
apartments.
Staples,
Yeah, by
your
Staples. Yeah,
money,
we went.
your money.
And the only reason I know is because I have a buddy that's like that, and he wants to. You know, it's kind of like remember when messy hair was the thing, like you paid a lot of money for product to look like. It's like you're living a lavish life, but you're paying a lot of money to look like you're homeless almost.
Goddamn
Yeah.
dirty peak.
Anyways, where am I going with this?
Yeah.
Craft beer is fucking expensive, man. And we used to get faded, and we used to buy the beers that we wanted to buy because it was cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just that just goes all along with what we were talking about earlier, Paul. With the, I hate to use the word like the millennium generation. What is the millennium generation? What is the age group? Because I was born in '82. I'm the first year.
Oh,
that
I probably wouldn't be
for marketing purposes. I am the first year of a millennium, but I also fall into a different group that like knows how it is without tech.
I think we're borderline.
Yeah, whatever the
We're
fuck.
all pretty much borderline.
Yeah.
But then you have 20-year-olds buying $10 bottles of beer.
Yeah, man, and it gets a lot deeper than that too, because once you start becoming a part of, I guess, the craft beer scene, you start joining a couple of Facebook groups, and then you start learning things about people not being able to pay rent or their debt, but they have mad bottles up in the cellar. That's
Like
when you know,
fucking
man.
shoes.
People
That's like
don't talk
shoes.
about
Yeah, I
it.
was gonna say that's like shoes.
Fucking bottles.
Like,
Yeah, same
damn.
thing, man.
And
Any
I get
hobby,
it.
right?
Yes.
So, Paul, what year were you born?
81.
Okay, you're the first year of millennial.
Oh, I thought I was 82. I'm 82.
Yeah.
Not to age myself.
I'm Generation X.
Don't ask.
But can you
Don't
look up?
ask.
There's a specific, like, I think it was like 81 to 83. There's a specific type of
Different,
millennial.
right? Yeah, because you're
Yeah,
on
it's
the
like
cusp.
yeah, you're kind of like I said, you know technology, you know
Generation X.
to live without technology, and then
Yeah.
you know to live with technology,
Mhm.
and then they use it to like to target your ass for to buy shit.
Algorithms.
Yeah,
Fuck.
like this guy's old school enough, but he likes
Yeah.
fucking technology, so get him, you know, whatever, phone or something.
Yeah. Get off my IG, motherfucker.
Get him a mortgage.
Dude, like you said, dude, how impossible is it to buy and keep a house right
Yeah,
now?
no one
dude?
can buy a house right now. No one can buy a house.
Speak on it, Paul. Tell me
God.
more, dude. Because
Thank
I know
God, I'm
you're
not
passionate
the
about.
only
Wait,
one.
do you have what it's called? The
Is it a Xennial?
yeah, Xennial.
Zennial.
With an
it's
X.
like X, yeah.
Yeah.
X and
X-
millennial.
X-
So
Xennial.
those are people born between 1977 and 1983.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I went.
It's the micro generation, which is a mix of pessimistic Gen X and optimistic millennial.
Oh, that's sweet.
Aww. Shoot. Anyway, speak on that for a minute, man. What did you mean by right before? Because right before we started this, Paul was like, I know about beer, but there's this other topic that's fucking cool that I think people will like, and it's how millennial. I'm gonna let you talk about it, man.
Bro, how many millennials do you know that can buy a house? You know,
Maybe old money.
No,
I don't even know.
everyone's parents helping out.
Well, maybe a few, I guess. Yeah, parents helping out. Yes.
Parents always helping out.
Always.
Every single person I know with a house, their parents helped out somehow.
Mama, help me.
And the reality is, you know, a lot of millennials have gangster amounts of student loan debt, right?
Oh,
like
Jesus Christ.
you went through school and everyone told you if your ass went to college, you get a good job. If you got a good job, you have a lot of money. If you got a lot of money, you could buy a house and
Yes.
you know, send your kids to school and do all these crazy
and
things.
then stay at your job.
Mhm.
Right? It was like, okay, I found a good job. I'm gonna hang out here for a while. Dude, that does not exist.
That's not the
is-
case, man. It's
Yes,
simply
high-
just not
high
the case.
turnover.
I mean, I've been at my same job forever, but I'm old school, like I said. But
Yes.
anyway, so
And then you see all these news articles, and it's like, oh, hey, you know, millennials buying too much avocado toast, can't buy a house. Or
craft beer, they're buying too much fucking sours.
Oh,
How much was this bottle? What
I
am
mean, this
sipping
bottle
on?
was
Am I sipping on gold?
$24 probably.
See what I'm saying?
Hey, man, affordable luxuries
that
is
still
what it comes
kicking?
down to.
$1.99 reserve steel.
Oh, sorry.
Reserve
Don't get all that
steel.
24.
They used to have specials with the circle sticker. Remember the circle sticker? It was like orange. It was like 75 cents, 99
Sounds good on the
cents.
mic.
Yeah,
You know,
perfect.
on the thing. Wow,
Mom's
What's going
home.
on over here? Who is that guy?
Oh man, hey,
This guy pushing
I'm on the
buttons
phone,
over
mom.
yeah. Is it cool? Is it cool with your mom if we're still here?
here. I'll call you back in 5 minutes.
No, we're just kidding. Brian's mom doesn't live
Hey,
here.
you ever
She lives
watch
in the
that?
front-
She
she lives in the
doesn't
front
live
house.
You ever watch that? You ever watch that SNL skit where it's like those kids from Orange County? They do like a little like video show. No.
No.
Oh,
sounds funny.
You know what I'm
the
talking
old
about?
one.
Uh huh.
The old. It's,
Yeah, they're pretty old.
yeah, it's with those two comedians, but
Yeah.
they're old now.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
I watched that. It's
That
hilarious.
shit's so funny.
For what, how do they act? Like OC guys?
Oh, just like,
Like it's just like what we
yeah,
did right now.
yeah,
Oh,
Like the
Mom.
parents are always
Yes,
busting
yes.
in. Like.
Yeah.
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 That's my type of shit right there.
Anyways, hey, so you want to blame avocado toast, you want to blame all these things. But fact of the matter is,
Avocado toast.
there are economic reasons why this is happening. You know, it's too easy to just blame avocado toast. It's too easy to say millennials are lazy. It's too easy to say that millennials don't have a good work ethic. I think the reality of it is millennials are working harder than just about any other generation before us.
And you know what? I never thought they're definitely the smartest.
Yes.
So I think they're
Whatever my kids are, they're
definitely
fucking
the
super
fucking smartest.
smart.
You know what? They're the smartest unemployed people ever.
So wait, do you
They
consider
are
yourself?
super smart.
Dan, do you consider yourself a millennial?
Nah, man. I hell no. I consider
And
myself
Paul,
an
you
OG.
consider
It's
yourself
OG
a millennial?
as OG man.
Proudly, because I understand where Dan's coming from. But fact of the matter is, he's a millennial, whether he
I-
likes it
yes.
or not.
No, I am.
Yes,
Definitely am.
yes.
But I just think where
gotta
I'm
put an
at
end to it,
mentally,
man.
I'm a OG.
Yeah.
So.
Can't do it,
Get that
bro.
beard.
You gotta
Get
embrace
that
it,
beard.
man. You gotta embrace it and stand up for the generation and tell these baby
Represent.
boomers.
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna be a
they're the ones that
millennial
fucked it all
ambassador.
up.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
I don't know if
OG
I can do
man.
that.
Go out there, man.
OG.
You know what? They do a lot of stuff I disagree with.
Like what?
Like drink pay $10 for a fucking bottle of crap of a sour.
Hey, bro, you don't have a problem drinking any of these beers.
I don't. I love that. It's
Fucking
great.
delicacies.
No,
Right here.
I'm not cloud, man. You know what? No, here's the thing. You know, the old people can freaking talk all the shit that they want, but I think that if there's one thing that the younger age group, I'm not even say millennials because it extends beyond that.
Yes.
It's something that they are doing a lot better than the generations before us. Is definitely value the quality of life, right? And that's why they might enjoy,
Live their best
fucking, they like, get a fucking job, save up in your 401,
Nah,
do what
God,
you
that's
gotta
fucking
do.
old, fuck.
You know what I mean? It's a very empathetic
Yes.
generation where, like,
Got
you know
that
what?
pension no more.
Fuck that shit.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think we
live
have a
my
choice,
life.
man. We
Yeah.
just don't have a choice.
Yeah,
Look at
'cause
the
you're gonna
problems that
die
need to be-
anyway. Huh?
Look at the problems that need to be solved right now, man.
Yeah.
Look at the income inequality. Look at the fact that people can't buy houses. Look at the fact that that the environment's falling apart. Look at climate change, man. If our generation isn't willing to go out there and take a stand and say, hey, we got to change some shit, we're gonna be fucked in the long term. Our kids are gonna be fucked. Our grandkids are gonna be fucked. you know?
Yeah. You know what I trip out on? You guys ever watch World's Toughest Jobs?
I have. Yes.
The Mike. Oh, no, that's
Mike
dirty.
Girl,
Dirtiest?
probably Mike-
Or
no,
yeah,
that's
dirtiest,
it.
whatever
Yeah.
the fuck, right? So there's these jobs. I worry about that. There's these fucked up jobs that none of these kids are gonna want to do, and we're gonna be fucked. Like, who wants to like
Ooh.
be a park? No, park ranger's not bad,
That's
right?
good.
Dude, park ranger's the best job.
Federal.
No, I'm
Federal.
just kidding.
Exactly.
But you know what I'm talking about, right, Gene?
Yes. I mean.
Like a coal miner. Like,
Yes.
those still exist, right?
Yeah, but look at the difference though.
Or waste management.
Yeah, like
Hey.
yeah, exactly.
It's like
Hey, let me ask you this.
55,000.
How
55,000 a
many-
year.
How many people do you know, our generation, right?
Yeah,
Where their parents told them, you should go to a trade school. Trade school is a great idea.
none.
Virtually
that,
none.
That was
No,
plan
and
B.
you know
that
what?
was plan C.
I
plan.
went to a DeVry meeting,
I'm fucking almost an alumni.
and then
almost.
my uncle was like, "You're tripping, dude."
Yes.
You
It's
know what I mean?
terrible.
It's terrible.
That's how we were raised,
I
man.
fucking
Yeah.
owe them.
What you need?
Oh, just go.
Oh yeah, can you get closer to the mic? Oh me? Me? Okay. Anyways, trade. Yeah, no one.
That's fact. I don't think it's that millennials don't want to do the work. I think they were told they shouldn't do the work. You know what I mean?
Use your brain or what? Don't
Uh-huh.
fucking use your hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then who is gonna do the work?
I don't know, man. I don't
They're
know.
building that wall and not. No. No politics here.
Yeah, man, our guy, right? Hey, you know what? Shout out to Steven over here.
Yes.
You're our camera dude.
It's at 8:05 right
You know
there.
what I mean? Represent. He was late today because he had to stay behind because Trump had that address
What address?
about the wall. What was it, Steve? What did he talk about?
Ending the shutdown.
Ending
yeah,
the shutdown.
Oh, really?
Go show us how much
still-
I
I
know.
missed it.
I thought he said that he wanted the Mexicans to fund it.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not good.
Isn't that what he said?
Build a
They're
coke.
gonna pay for it.
Build a wall.
We're not only we're gonna build it, they're gonna pay for it. Isn't that what he said?
Wall built the coke.
Anyways, yeah, no politics, man. Fuck that.
I don't know.
Yeah, and that's another thing though. And then I think we have plans to have somebody come here and actually talk about politics. Hopefully,
Wow.
one of Brian and his wife's homies, but and that's another thing that's I think plaguing the millennials. It's the direction of our infrastructure and political climate, right?
I don't know. I'm optimistic.
Well, the older guys are holding on, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good happening in the progressive movement. Yeah.
He's
That's
a
all I'll say.
millennial optimistic.
You're is apologist
Big
is
word.
apologist a fucking the term? Are you a millennial apologist?
Apologist? No.
Is
man.
that what it means?
Actually,
I don't know.
what
You're
what
sorry?
does an apologist mean?
You always
I don't
hear
know.
that,
Yeah.
and I always think it's like
I think it's kind of when you sell out a little bit, isn't it?
It's when somebody feels it's like I understand why you think I'm wrong, but you know what? I'm fucking
maybe that's
right.
it. If that's the case, then fuck no, I'm not an apologist.
I ain't apologizing for shit.
Yeah,
We're out
man.
of cuss. Okay, forget about it.
Oh, there goes the sponsorship.
There goes again. Newport's not in this no more. Fuck.
Yeah. So anyway, I think how long have we been on? 30 minutes. Damn, that's
It
that's
works.
a fight
It
flag.
works sometimes.
I think at this was Amy there. I think it's the part of the show where we're gonna actually have you taste a couple beers and see how good you are with
It tastes
With
like
the
a
taste
test, a
test.
game.
see
Alright.
if you know
Alright.
what kind.
So
of
what's shitty beer and what isn't?
What's shitty? What's good? Everything about it.
Bastada Michelada.
Oh, what? How do you feel about micheladas?
I like micheladas.
You like michelada? I love
I had one
michelada.
last night.
Hey, bro,
I
just
love
like
it. I just
everything.
can't drink too much of it.
It's
Salty.
a savory drink.
So going back to what a sommelier is
Oh yeah,
to a
sommelier.
wine drinker, can you tell us what a cicerone is?
I mean, it's similar concept. It's a certification program where people who are in the beer industry or love beer can take a test and prove just how much they know about beer.
And in that test, is there taste testing at all?
There is. I think it happens at the second level. So the first level is typically for a lot of servers or people who work at beer bars, and it's an online test, relatively
Wow.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it done pretty simply.
That's
The second level is when you start tasting stuff, and it's for off flavors. So you'll taste things, and you have to be able to tell, or you have to be able to answer like, "Oh, what's wrong with this beer?" It's kind of like Napoleon
No,
Dynamite.
I was gonna say no.
Oh, really?
Grinding the onions.
This, yeah, you stole my joke.
Where is it? Bang bang. Yeah, 1 and 2 punch. Sorry. Mom.
Yeah, and then there's a third level that's very, very, very difficult to pass, and I think only what is it, like 13 people have ever passed
So
it.
there's actually
Wow.
4, right?
Oh, shit.
Those people make
4 fucking
Fact
people.
check.
Fatty's kind of 14 people. How many people do we have in this world?
God,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
that's like
So the fourth level is 14 people. Is that what it is?
that
Yeah,
is a
it's just a
fucking
master
pallet.
system.
If
Yeah, the Master Cicerone. And there's
so it's
actually
just a random-
So it does take 3 to become a cicerone, but 4 to become a master.
Master.
wow.
Do you hear that?
There's-
18 to 34-year-olds. There's only 14, and they might be old. So fuckers.
There's one in Orange County too. He's the founder and original brewmaster of a brewery called the Brewery. BRUERY.
BRUERY.
And he's a master cicerone.
Yeah, right on. I'm sorry. Did you say you wanted to be any of these levels?
No, I mean,
No.
I wouldn't be against it, but it's to make it seem like it's just as simple as taking a test would be inaccurate. It's a lot of work.
That's
It's a
wild.
lot of studying. It's a lot of preparation.
I mean, you have to know how they
I'm
made
on,
it, right?
yeah, I'm on.
Yeah, your palate's got to be like.
That is,
Yeah, you gotta live that life, basically.
Yeah, and it might be a natural gift too, because
Yes,
dude.
the
There's people
palate.
out there that like lemongrass. Fucking no, you know what I mean? Like I don't taste it.
Yeah.
yeah.
That coconut milk? Not me, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
it'd be
man.
cool, but no, not
Okay,
for me.
here is our first round.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What we got going on?
So how are we doing this?
Start on this end.
Start on that side. All right,
Okay.
we're just doing
There's
this.
some flavors.
Taste it. Let us know what you think.
Oh, you better soften up that palate.
Do you need a coffee beans?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Oh, it's a joke. All right, never mind.
Sniffing socks.
Is it an ale?
Oh. It's very interesting right now. Looks
Some kind of
so-
sour, like a barrel aged sour.
Oh, it's dark too,
Ooh.
actually.
What, yeah, is it dark?
No, this is blondish.
Okay, yeah.
Blondish.
I look at the other ones.
Yeah, I'd say it's a barrel aged sour.
What did we say? Coal shit.
Is that cold box?
Cold
Cool
box.
ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a barrel aged sour.
Bam.
Hey, if I get this wrong, how are any of you guys gonna know?
Who cares?
Somebody poured it.
There's a
Amy
Highland Park
poured
beer.
it.
We just want to
Amy knows.
give
what
you
it
some
was.
credibility here.
We're on the honor
Well-
system here.
Oh, I know what this is.
Oh,
That's a real
yeah.
connoisseur right there, boy.
My man.
There's a bourbon barrel aged stout with blueberries.
Oh, damn, with
I need to
blueberries.
try that.
Ever reminded? Have you
Yeah.
ever seen
Smoked blueberry.
my cousin Vinny?
Not in its entirety.
That's a catalytic converter only
Yeah,
made in the
I did,
1972
yeah.
Chevy
I saw
Impala.
that part on TBS.
I mean, to be fair though,
That's
for all of our
what
listeners,
that's what it reminded me of right now.
I did bring the beers, right? So,
Yeah, that's an advantage.
like, I mean,
But-
if I don't know, then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But this
fuck.
wasn't done on purpose. We have
You're,
tons of
you're
beers.
revoked if you didn't know.
But I mean,
Yeah.
here,
And
smell it,
just
though.
so
Like, you can
everybody
smell the
knows,
blueberry.
there's like-
that shit's like
Oh, yeah.
We
overpowering,
bought like
right?
how many
Yes, and it's-
beers, Brian?
Yes, and it's nice.
Dude, have it. Try some.
Different types.
Don't mind if I
There's
So
like
there's a barrel
bunch
aged
of different
stout with
types, right?
There's
with
at least
marshmallows too. by
Yeah,
the
at
way.
least 8. There's at least 8. He's trying 4.
This is fucking flavor right here.
You like it?
Yes. Take the
Gene, why
blueberry.
don't you should try the first one too?
Here,
'Cause since
Okay,
you like
slow down,
sours,
slow down.
just finish what he doesn't have.
Oh my god.
you wanna try this?
What am I? Garbage
No,
disposal?
you wanna
try this?
Blueberries, marshmallows.
That one right there is mad flavor. It's almost like goddamn
Very
Starbucks.
fruity.
Yeah.
Cold brew.
Yeah, you
Not
know.
sure I like it.
There's like 3 flavors in there. You got
It's a
coffee.
little bit too.
You got some coffee.
Kind of thick too.
Yeah, it's so fucking thick, dude. Goddamn.
Edip
Ooh,
Hamas, Celador, dark sour
gonna just
with
finish
coffee. Tristero coffee, right? Yeah.
fuck. Ding, ding, ding.
So this roaster of coffee is also in a lot of the Highland Park beers. He actually roasts out of his garage and just swings by the brewery and hooks them up with some coffee and they'll throw it in some beers.
Wow.
And Celador, there's a brewery up in the valley, used some of his beans too.
Wow. That when he went deep with the history of
This
that
is the
taste,
third?
dude.
Yeah, that's the third one.
You kidding me?
This is one of the fine fruits.
He doesn't
Goddamn,
like
these
it.
are all different.
This is a macro.
This one's kind of soury. Number 3.
That is a macro. Explain what that means.
It's a macro lager. I don't.
Made with
It's not a
macro-
craft beer.
mackerel?
Like a regular? Oh, it's not a craft beer.
Mm-mm.
Let's see.
It's good
Gene
palate
knows
cleanser.
what it is. We had put in a ringer
Oh,
in there.
shit.
I picked it out myself.
Did you really?
Nah, fool. You're not from Oxnard, fool.
Nah, this ain't fucking hood beer.
Oh shit!
Guarantee it's not hood beer.
That's that old English
Guaranteed,
800.
It's
It is the hood. beer.
promise.
I promise. I'll check.
You busted up my palate. That's why.
Is that what we call
I only
malt
drink that
liquor?
on funerals, yo.
Yeah, boom.
I
Yeah.
only drink that on funerals. Don't get me
Jeez
started.
Louise. They ain't paying us, but you know what? I'll represent.
$800. $8. Fool me. Not to fight.
Man, good job, Paul.
Hey, thank you, thank you.
Man, you're pretty good at that.
Yes.
Have you ever had a 40 OE?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yes, that's OG.
That's
OG,
crazy.
He's an OG man.
Just goes to show how much music and movies
Oh, yes.
influence our
True.
young lives.
What's that?
Why else would you drink OE if you didn't see Boys in the Hood?
see
You know what I
Boys in
mean?
the
Or watch Snoop Dogg video. You know what I mean? Or nah,
It's
well,
cheap.
he was more of a Colt 45 guy, but you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like why else would you grew up in like Laguna?
No, you gotta love fucking
Why would you?
rap.
Why else would you?
Yeah.
You probably had to drive to what?
To
Santa Ana or
get it.
Anaheim to get it.
True story.
You couldn't even get it in your locale
Yes.
fucking Bevmo.
That's a fucking 99-cent store.
What do they have? The cigar
that's fucking
store.
Wick. You can get that
Your
with Wick
wine and
right
cigar
there.
store. Your fucking neighborhood food and wine didn't have that.
You can EBT that shit.
Didn't carry OE. You ever had OE?
I've had it once or twice, but I did not like it.
dude. Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's some fighting.
Hey,
that's
so
some
what's
fighting
the what's the order of OE, Mickey's, Colt 45?
Oh, dude, I'll still drink Mickey's.
Yeah.
juice. Yeah, it's like Mickey's and OD, and then they used to have that White Horse or what the fuck?
Oh,
And they
Schlitz.
No,
Schlitz?
no, they just sound like in a fucking 64 ounce.
Oh, with the small with the hook.
yes,
Yeah. Oh man, I
it
don't
was like
remember.
$4.
Yeah, it's a 64 ounce. God, dude,
Ah,
that's
God, where's
good.
Macho when he need him?
Hey, what's that
The
shit
64
called?
ounce malt liquor. Huh?
What's that shit called when you mix it with OJ?
Mimosas?
Nah, when you do malt liquor and OJ, it was
Oh, they're
like a beastie.
Yeah.
yeah,
when I was
like,
growing up.
Incredible Hulk. That's
You know when those
that's that
guys went
millennial.
to
That's that
college in
yeah.
Long Beach, they
The
used to
green
drink
with
the OE to the
well, Emma.
label.
Yeah, Emma.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rest in peace. He used to drink the OE to the label and then fill the rest up with green margarita mix.
Yeah, incredible.
And they called it
No.
kryptonite.
Kryptonite.
They used to call it kryptonite. And
That's
that
what
I
it
had some, man. Whoo. Yeah, fudge. That was crazy. And when I went to Europe,
I'm gonna hit that
you know
old-
what was
old English.
popular?
Shandies.
Shandies. They're disgusting.
What?
Fucking nasty. Dude.
Oh, bro.
Sprite Shandy is like a Sprite or orange soda with beer.
Shandy.
Oh god, it was
I used to know
gross.
her.
It's a refreshing summer drink.
Oh man, it tasted weird. You know what? I think it was too sweet. That's the problem. You know what I mean? It's like, oh god. Yeah, they do it with soda. So you like that? Do you do that here?
No, I haven't done it here.
No, that's
Yeah,
for
you know,
fucking-
I love beverages, man. That's what it comes down to. you
Yes.
know? I just like beverages.
Yeah.
Beverage connoisseur.
Now I'm hoping one of the 20 listeners out there actually do go out, right? And go to like a spot and try some of the craft beer that they have.
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, it's you're just drinking something. It's not
right.
rocket
Oh.
science.
No,
Support your
it's
local craft
classy
brewer.
too. It's classy. I mean, you step it up on beers.
It is.
You're more of a man.
Yeah, I don't see the one you're talking about.
What's that?
It's
64 ounce.
Crazy Horse.
Crazy Horse.
Oh,
Crazy Horse. Where is it? Yeah.
Yeah, 64.
Not the Philippines one.
No, that's
Red
Red,
Horse.
I
That's
said
Red
that shit first, right?
Red Horse.
Crazy Horse.
Crazy Horse. Oh man. Yeah, hopefully like I said, one of the 20 people actually. That would be crazy if we turn some fools out into this life.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to get into it a little bit more. I had a good time when.
Yeah,
when
just
we
be
went.
open minded, you know? Like the one
beers
you
are
go
best.
to might not be a good one. There are a lot of bad craft breweries too, you know?
Sure.
Just
it's just hard for
be
me to
open-minded.
discertain.
In Ventura, they got this tap place, and then you just fucking get a cup and you just.
Pour your own.
Oh yeah, I drank a fucking kombucha ass one. Kombucha, and it was like, but it was a sour and like a one, strong.
Was it good?
And then you just in those cups like this big.
See,
Awesome.
he knows what's up. He loves beverages too.
That's not the only thing, but yes,
Yeah.
I agree. He's down. He's been
Oh my
drinking for a long
God.
time.
We
I've
gonna-
known Gene for a
we
very,
gonna
very,
drink
very long
something.
time. And when we went, also, you even were all about the order in which we drank drinks.
Wow.
Why don't you talk about that for a minute? Like, what do you look for, like, in terms of, like, okay, if we're going to sit down and go to a brewery, you actually took the time to figure out, okay, this first, this second, this third, this fourth is kind of like the best way to do. You're like fucking Paul dreams of beer. You ever seen Jinro? Dreams of sushi? Yeah.
No, I I actually don't do it proper, but I just have my own way that I like to do it.
That's what it's all about anyway,
Yeah.
right? The way that
Yeah.
you want to do it.
I typically like to start with IPAs. I typically like to end with stouts. That's all it comes down to. Stouts are usually sweeter, especially if they have adjuncts.
Heavier. Stouts are heavier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
I
good way to
mean,
end it,
like-
man. Like, shit,
in
marshmallows,
weight, yeah.
blueberries. Like,
Yes.
I want that at the end, not the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And,
Yes,
uh,
yeah,
It's
dessert.
like a
dessert.
digestif. Is that right?
yeah,
As opposed to
isn't,
an
but
aperitif.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but really though, a lot of people actually won't drink IPAs at the beginning because they'll say that it kind of messes with your palate. It's so bitter that basically you're not gonna be able to taste shit afterwards, right? So typically, what you want to do is start with a lot of your light beers. If you're gonna drink lagers, that's when you want to drink your lagers, and start working your way into it.
Into the heavy stuff?
Get into the IPAs, and then if you're gonna end with a stout, I always think that's a good way to go.
And then that's a lot of beer.
It is a lot of beer, man. But
Yes.
it's I always say it's all in the name of discovery because for me, it's not. Look, drinking's fun as shit, right?
Sure.
Like I like to drink, but
Till
I think the thing that always gets me is just being able to look at a menu and say, "Oh shit, I haven't seen that before. I wonder what that's like," and tasting it. That's what it comes down to. So it's just like, find things that make you go, "Huh, I wonder what the hell that is."
a lot of
and try it.
times I pick it by the name also.
Yeah, right?
Like,
Well, I just look at that.
yes,
the
they're like bad
ABV.
motherfucker or whatever.
Bama?
That's me. Let me get one of them.
Dude, it's
It's
like-
true, yeah. And
it's-
they'll have like a weed reference.
Yeah.
I'll fucking get that so fast.
Yeah, like
Right.
yeah.
Jack Herrera's beer.
Like, what are you
whatever.
gonna lose, man? What are you gonna
No,
lose if you
it's
you know what I mean? Like, you got a beer.
It's always top
You gonna
notch
lose
shit.
that $12
And
for a
it's
pint.
always top. No, it's always top. It's always top notch shit though too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know when you're at the brewery, it's top shelf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah. Hey,
even though you tricked me with this goddamn fucking old English right here, but you know,
Even if you get shitty beer, you're gonna drink it.
yeah,
but
we
here's the
paid for
thing,
that shit.
and this is a good pro tip, I guess. If you're at a craft beer bar, that is worth a shit at all, ask them to try something. They'll hook you up and you can try
Yes,
it.
I
You don't
always
have
go
to
with
just order
recommendations.
something. Just
Whether-
order.
that's cool.
They'll
Whether it's
always hook you
food,
up.
yeah.
It's like going to
That's
get,
cool.
dude. It's like
You-
fucking ice cream.
That's
They'll
what I
hook you
tell
up
them
with a
too.
taster.
Like
Yeah.
I told that goddamn waiter, you tell me. You know what I mean?
You-
you tell me. You tell me what I'm gonna get.
Yeah, you gotta do that, man.
Yes.
That's
Hell
that's
yeah.
what makes it fun, man. You know,
Yes.
the whole community is all about supporting other people, figuring out the shit that they like.
Yeah.
And nothing makes anyone happier to know that like they made someone's day because they're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I've never had a I don't
Yes.
know, a double dry hopped IPA before. I'm gonna tell my friends now. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Like I'm glad
Yes.
you live for those
Spread the
moments.
fucking
You know,
word,
like
Yeah.
Yes. It's a service.
And so, what lagers are you into? The mainstream macro. It's only when you say macro, that just means like a big brewery, right?
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
ones,
yeah.
okay.
One of the
So
conglomerates.
So one of the conglomerates. Who by the way, who are not only like fucking shaking in their pants about all these craft brew places, but they're like buying them up,
yeah, they are.
and they're also like getting into the weed
It's-
business like crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah. There have been a lot of breweries actually that disown some of their homies because they get bought out by macro. You know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, you know
Happens
what?
a lot.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
Yeah.
Anyways, what lagers? What lagers do you like?
If I go like, let's say favorite macro
Yeah.
spirit, I'd say Miller High Life is probably way up there, and then outside of that, Height, like all the
yes,
Asian
dude, I've
brands.
got-
Great
pretty-
with soju.
I've been pretty jacked up on that OB and I do.
I look great with that
Height,
soju.
Asahi, like all those.
Yes.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of good macro too. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
Yeah.
Dude, when I went to Spain, their like national beer was so good. I liked it better than anything else. España or
Estella,
Yeah,
right?
Estella, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Stella?
Estella.
What's your favorite macro B?
I like the ambers. Like, let me see. What's a good amber beer?
Is that like
not Fat Tire.
Amstels.
Which one?
Is Flat Tire.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah. That's a nice heavy one, right?
I like Sapporo too.
Sapporo's good.
Ask me.
Gene.
Macaroni.
Which one? What is that?
Pass.
Every time I grew up with this guy, and Modelo runs pretty thick. I don't remember.
Well, it was.
What's crazy? Yeah, dude,
It cost
we
a
went
little
through
bit
like
more.
an MGD phase. Which
Yes.
I cannot.
The DJ
believe
Quick
that
said MGD
shit.
is beer for me.
Oh,
That was-
really?
that was it.
like
That
a
was
quick
it.
song?
Yes.
Really?
That's what I'm telling you
MGD
this
in
much
the
right
beer
now.
for
The
me.
culture influenced us way too much. If I grew up in a fucking place that didn't have rap music or fucking movies, I'd probably be successful. You know what I mean? Like very successful.
Make
Um,
fucking sense.
But do you guys remember Tequila?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why are I talking about that the other day or something? I don't know.
Around the same time we were drinking MGD, I remember drinking
It was
tequila.
fucking
a lot.
with lemon.
It was disgusting. Now that I think
It had
about it.
lemon in there.
That's
why.
like tequila, I thought. Well, that
yeah,
was the thing that
I
we
agree.
said, like, oh
I
man, that
agree.
shit has tequila. But I don't think it really did.
Hey, you remember that the Smirnoff Ice thing that people were
Oh
doing?
yes, we used to give them to the girls.
Yeah, that was for the
You know who you are.
Out there, grandmas by now.
Yeah.
What about it? What about it?
Don't raise your hand.
No, you remember when people get iced?
I don't remember
Oh, you had to like pound it.
Yeah, right.
I kinda remember that.
If someone, like, let's say you get a package, right?
Oh, did they
or
smash it on the
You
fucking
open
top?
it up and there's a bottle of Smirnoff Ice. Then you gotta get on one knee. You gotta do
Yeah.
this thing, and then you gotta down it. You don't remember that shit?
I don't.
You were like a little bit older, me, but I was like, I'd seen it before. I was like, whoa.
Was it like an internet thing, online
No,
thing? Or was it
well,
just like
before online, huh? That's probably
It was even
before
online?
hashtag.
It's like a
That's-
millennial
That's like a
marketing
millennial.
thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Drink it, man. People love to drink. They'll find reasons to do it.
yes.
Yeah.
It's a good time,
And
man.
then how about like with food? I find
yeah.
beer. I can't do it because I get bloated.
You can't drink beer and eat food?
It's hard for me to do.
Oh,
Bro.
I stopped drinking.
Brian, I
drank
know
it.
you agree with me, dude.
I agree.
Bro, are you
feels bad to
serious?
the point I'm not even.
With chicken wings, the fucking
Well,
potato wedges.
you know
nah.
what?
It's light food. I
Pizza
think.
and
Ap-
beer?
No, appetizers. Yeah, I'm talking about like fucking meals. Like if you're having,
Bro.
if you're having like
you're having
rice
pasta,
crackers.
What about sushi? You
Yeah,
gonna eat
yeah,
sushi
you
without
know
beer?
what? You know what?
Yeah,
That
well,
that
yeah.
I can do.
I can eat it
What
without
about
beer. Do that.
what about Korean barbecue? You gonna eat Korean barbecue without beer?
It's been done, and for me personally,
Really?
It's been,
Well,
yeah.
with Korean barbecue, you're
Personally.
picking at stuff.
Yeah.
Cause I just go to gin and shit. That's why. I don't go to that other shit.
Yeah. Well, I think that's because that's the only place
But
we
yeah,
have.
that's
in
it,
Oxnard,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so,
just personal.
but is there like specific types of beer that you recommend for specific types of food, similar to like whites and fish and reds?
No,
and
man. I've tried to get into that, but it's too hard. It's
Yes.
too difficult. Just drink what's there, eat the food. That's
Yeah. Trying to
Enjoy.
go top shelf. I mean, more expensive.
And
More
here's the
expensive
thing
is
too,
better.
like macro, like when it comes to food, it's kind of hard to beat, man. And people can hate all the craft beer heads can hate, but like, dude,
Well, I imagine it's because it doesn't make you as bloated.
yeah, it's light, right? It's easy to drink. Like a height and Korean barbecue, Asahi and sushi. Like,
And-
you're gonna argue with that shit? You're not gonna drink
No.
an IPA
No,
and
you
eat
gotta
a
get a
fucking
Michelob
tuna.
with
You know,
that
like.
shit.
I rarely argue about drinking, except for when I'm like eating pasta. Man. Yeah. So you were telling me too that like there's fuckers out there, like going back to Facebook, that are like, it's like shoes where they're actually selling.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
bottles, right?
Yeah, the black market or the secondary market for beer is pretty bananas, dude.
Yeah, and is that because-
Yeah, yuzu
Is that because there's like a limited run?
uses it's okay. Yeah, it's because craft breweries are small.
Oh,
They
limited
can only
too, huh?
produce
Yes,
yeah,
that's true.
only a certain amount. And on top of that, there's distribution laws, so it's not even
Oh,
like
yeah.
brewery
all
in
black market.
Massachusetts
It's
gonna
not all
hook you up
black
in
market.
California, right?
Yeah.
So when you take all that into consideration, and this is what I really like about beer, by the way, not the secondary market, but the fact that you can be in LA, in California, and you can know about some shit that's happening in Vermont. You know, I know breweries in Vermont and I can say, oh, that beer sounds dope. Like, damn, I wish I could get it. Because of that dynamic, the secondary market has kind of like blown up. Where now, bottles of beer can go for $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $800 a bottle. Like nothing.
That makes sense.
What's the most expensive bottle you own?
Yeah, what's the most expensive bottle you bought?
I didn't pay that much for it, but I think the highest value beer right now that I have is probably about $500.
That's a good chunk of change. Right
Yeah,
there.
and then, but it's like it kind of sucks too, right? Because it's like, I mean, I want to drink that shit because people tell me it's one of the best beers I'll ever have. But at the same time, you drink that shit, you basically bought it for $500. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and when is a good opportunity to actually break that out? Like, obviously you can't do it when you're drunk because you probably won't even remember how it tastes.
Yeah.
And it's like when you find out how.
I think all the brewers and the breweries would say that when they release it, it's good to drink. Like, you should drink it fresh, right? But I think a lot of people like to hold on to bottles for a lot of reasons. Like, it's like sneakerheads who won't wear their shoes, right? Like, they'll just hoard it,
even though it like turn yellow.
Ice.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. So it's like, I don't know, man. Like, people say you should drink it fresh if you really want to enjoy it as the brewer intended. But I think at the end of the day, what it comes down to is you find your own fucking reason to drink it. You're in a good mood. You got people you love hanging at the crib. Then open a bottle and enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm sorry, you didn't drink.
I haven't opened it yet.
Oh man, today would have been a good day.
This time wasn't good enough?
Yeah, this time wasn't good enough.
That's why episode
Man.
22.
You know what? Remember? Okay, so we're gonna put it down right now. That if we come back and revisit the same topic, man, we might have to.
Episode number what, bro? Call me.
If you know what, let's put it a goal for ourselves. If we make it to episode 100, that's a big if. That's a lot of damn episodes. Then we got to break out that $500 bottle.
Done.
If I mean, obviously, if you haven't drank it, like, you have a baby or something,
You're fucking big life change.
There's a big,
Okay, excuse.
No, write it down, man. Signed, sealed.
Sign and sealed. Episode 100. We'll celebrate.
Let's do it.
With a
I like it.
$500 feast.
Before that shit, dog.
Before?
14.
14th
Oh,
episode?
fuck 14.
No.
No,
Let's go.
we love
100,
everybody.
100.
We love everybody.
We love everybody. 100. Yeah. That's cool, man. So, I think that's it, man.
Sweet, man.
You have any?
Thanks for having me here.
You're a staple, man.
Got any shout-outs?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna give you an opportunity. You got any?
I'm
You got
performing.
anything to plug? You got a plug? You want to plug anything in?
Hey, shout out to all the millennials doing good things.
Yeah.
Credit for it.
Yeah.
Optimistic
The
ones.
first one I've
Yeah.
ever heard say that shit.
You're one of them.
Jeez
dog.
Louise. Gene, you got any parting words, man?
Man,
Catch you what? At?
got me slipping. That's all. That's it.
That's
Next
it.
time.
Next time. What's up, B?
We'll be here next time.
Yeah, so, we will be here next time again. Basic Bros, the conglomerate. It'll be a lot of mix of us. People come in regularly, breaking down. If you want to talk about anything, or you want us to talk about anything in particular, shoot us a message once we get social media up, right?
Yeah, let's say Basic Bros Podcast.
Yeah, the Basic Bros podcast. Look, I don't even know.
Hey, Paul, give him your phone number.
DMs only.
Yeah.
Nigga big.
G, you know what? G wouldn't mind. We'll throw it out there.
Next
You know
one.
what? He's
Keep you
very good at
fucking
responding
holding.
people.
Yeah. Oh, you know my history.
All right, cool, man. Well, episode 1 in the books, man. We're gonna be back.
Done and done. Cheers.
Done and done. Cheers, y'all.
Get
Until
it.
next time.
Yes. Oh my.